A Nightmare on Elm Street 1984 is already off to a great start. This film is great. This is my first time watching it, and I had so much fun with this. I loved so much about this film. Compared to how the Friday the 13th franchise started, I know I might get some hate for this, but this one is starting off a lot stronger. Even though Freddy is a bad guy, even though he is rotten to the core before he is unalived by the parents of the town, this guy, we have a motive for why he's doing what he's doing. He's not just a random slasher just going after random people. There's something deeper about the narrative, and I love that about this film. I love that about any film, honestly, and that's why I think this one landed so well with me. The actors, Johnny Depp, that's the one that obviously I know. But the actors that played Tina, Rod, and Nancy, they also did so well. I really enjoyed them, and I enjoyed the characters. I was rooting for them, and it's so cool to see a film that, even though it's older, it still holds up. The practical effects are wacky, but they're so cool. They're so awesome. The makeup for Freddy is so good looking. And obviously, it gets better as the years go by. But even still, for 1984, it looked great. I really enjoyed the storyline. I enjoyed that there is some humor, there's still some lightheartedness mixed in with the horror aspect. So it's not all scares, it's not all just jump scares. There's humor to it, there's lighthearted moments to it. And that is another thing that I appreciated about this film. I think maybe that's also what makes Freddy stand out. He has humor along with his devious ways, if you could say. I was really impressed by the set designs. I was really impressed, again, by the practical effects. The one that sticks out to me most is probably the one that I think a lot of people resonate with is Johnny Depp's unaliving when he gets sucked into the bed and then all the liquid, the red liquid comes out of the bed. That was pretty cool, and I think I've heard of how that effect was accomplished. They actually, the room was flipped upside down and they poured, I guess, whatever the liquid was. And that's how they got that effect to look the way that it does. And you can tell by, in some of the frames, you can tell like certain things you can tell are falling down and it was just inverted. But again, this film, honestly, it it might be my favorite, and it could maybe be in contention for my favorite franchise. Obviously, I'm not gonna make a final decision until I watch all of the films, but it started off strong, and I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of this franchise. I'm excited for part two. I've heard great things about part three. So yeah, I can't wait. I'm very, very intrigued, very interested, especially that ending. To me, it's still a dream sequence. However, I've been told that it's answered, but it's not answered. So that vagueness, that cliffhanger, that's what I love about films. I kind of how I love the ending of American Psycho or even Inception. Like those are things that I enjoy, that cliffhanger, that figure it out yourself. That's such a cool touch to when films do that. So again, I'm very excited and I look forward to hearing your guys' thoughts on this. I am so excited. I'm sure you guys can tell how excited I am. Leave your thoughts in the comments, and as always, you guys, thank you so much.